Dubai is the king of marketing. They've positioned the city in a way where it's become a luxury brand that if I go out of Dubai, anywhere in the world, and I say I come from the real estate market in Dubai, it is a plus for them to sit with me. We've achieved a lot over the last 20, 30 years alongside this great city. To be able to close my eyes and try to remember how the roads were and how the skyline was. There was no skyline, there were 4 buildings. If you look at all the other major cities in the world, they're built over centuries. But this is the kind of opportunities that Dubai gives you. People are given charisma. These things happen naturally. All you need to do is constantly improve who you are. If you have that mindset, New York, London, Hong Kong, Singapore have nothing on you. I would have a very firm handshake. I would look you straight in the eye, and you will know my presence when you shake my hand.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shredify Podcast. And today here with me is my friend, my brother, Palestinian Dababa, Husni Al Bayari. Brother, welcome.
Man, absolute pleasure being here. The loudest 2 people in the gym at 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning.
This is the reason they kicked me out.
Yeah, I know. We're the only 2 in the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're the loudest 2.
We have to be remembered for something, right? I mean, you are still there, but anyways. Husni, brother.
I'm still there because I'm paying 20 memberships for people there.
Well, there's the reason
My wife,
everyone from the family is there still. But let us start. Brother, how would you introduce yourself for people that don't know you?
Husni Al Bayari. Simple. How do I introduce myself? I would have a very firm handshake. I would look you straight in the eye, and you will know my presence when you shake my hand. And it's a gift from God. Huh? These things happen naturally. People are given charisma. And I believe that I have that gift. Alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed with it. I'm always remembered. I'm very try to be as humble as possible with things. We've achieved a lot over the last 20, 30 years alongside this great city. Of course, we are blessed to be in this city. And whatever we've achieved, we've basically just understood how to align ourselves with the wavelength and the energy of the city. You know, it's like riding a wave. The city's growing. There are some people that know how to ride the wave, and there are people that missed the wave and got back on it again. The wave will always be there. It might stop, but then the next one is coming. And with Dubai, man,
nothing is linear,
Dubai is a
right?
tsunami of economy.
Yeah.
It's going to change how the world is going. And all we needed to do was to regulate ourselves on that wavelength and learn how to surf. And
You're a pro surfer
alhamdulillah,
then, man.
we did.
But
But if you ask me, it's a very simple Husni.
yeah,
But it will be a very firm handshake.
okay. So saying that firm handshake, I would say you're running. As I know, I have 3 businesses here: Dubai and Beyond, Evolutions, and Bayari Investment.
Bayari Holding is the holding company that
Okay.
owns all these other companies. There's the Evolutions, which is a new concept that we came up with. It's doing great. We're on the way of taking it globally. We've got DNB, one of the top real estate brokerages in town. I think DNB is about 600 employees strong. Evolution's around 200. I've got Paddle Life. We've got about 12 shops across the UAE, between Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, and Dubai. I've got a small venture capitalist fund that we invest into IT and upcoming businesses.
So you said like pedal.
I mean, we're mainly into real estate. It's my passion. You
Yeah.
know, I'll tell you why it's my passion. I was born and raised in the UAE, and I keep repeating the story, but it's a story that I love saying. I lived on Sheikh Zayed Road when there were 5 buildings. The Rustumani Tower, the one I lived in, before they even built Rustumani Tower B. And there was Sheikh Ahmed's buildings, Sheikh Rashid, Allah yarhamah, his buildings as well, his building, the Trade Center, the Toyota building, and the Dadabai building. Dadabai was a little toy shop we had on Sheikh Zayed Road. And the highway I don't know if it was eligible to be called a highway. It was a two-way street, one going, one coming back with no barrier in the middle. And behind us, where Satwa is or where Jumeirah Gardens is now, it's amazing how I say Satwa, Jumeirah Gardens. The city is evolving and reshaping itself and renaming itself every 10 years. That's how quick they're growing. And for me to be able to be part of this real estate revolution, real estate يعني النهضة العقارية in Arabic we say it, the real estate revolution in a city where I was 19 when I started, and I'm not going to say my age now, but I'm 40 plus now, 43, whatever. Yeah, to still have to be part of that whole growth in a matter of 25, 30 years and still have the energy to do more and to give back to the city is really a wealth of knowledge, a privilege. And to be able to close my eyes and try to remember how the roads were, and how the skyline was. There was no skyline. There were 4 buildings. And to every time I drive on Sheikh Zayed right now, it is still a very wow moment where, oh my God, I can't believe. And to be honest, I'm very lucky because if you look at all the other major cities in the world, they're built over centuries. So there is no one person that managed to live through the growth of a city and still have his youth and energy to continue and to give back and to, we've learned so much in the last 25 years in real estate, and that's how old Dubai is. What we should, and the responsibility lies upon the shoulders of the people who have that experience and who have that love for the city and for the UAE. Our responsibility to take the stick from the old generation and to do more than what they've done is a really serious responsibility. And I enjoy that kind of feeling. So what we are trying to do now is to really raise the bar, and raise the bar not on a local scale, raise the bar on a global scale. Over the last centuries, the different verticals of real estate were built. No one did off-plan investments and projects that are under construction, the off-plan market in Dubai, like Dubai did. Dubai is the king of marketing, the king of brand positioning. They've positioned the city in a way where it's become a luxury brand that if I go out of Dubai, anywhere in the world, and I say I come from the real estate market in Dubai, it is a plus for them to sit with me.
Yeah.
It's important for them to sit with me because we have something to teach them.
But can I ask you something? People are complaining Dubai is expensive. I was reading and doing some research before we start this podcast. If you compare the Dubai market with Hong Kong, with London, with Paris, with New York, it's way cheaper.
100%. There's a study that is going around on the price per square foot.
Yeah.
We're still affordable and there's still room for appreciation. But yes, Dubai is much more expensive than 10 years ago.
Yeah, but what you get
Schools
for
are
that,
much more expensive than 10 years ago. But the quality isn't the same. I've lived through every quality. I paid 20,000. What 20,000? I don't remember. I need to call my dad and ask him. I think it was like 11,000 dirhams for my school. And it was one of the best schools. Now my kids are I'm paying 90 and 100,000 dirham per person. So it's difficult for people to fathom and understand that. But I can tell you one thing. The quality of life is completely changed. You cannot compare high school in the 80s with now. But yes, for some people it's expensive. If you compare us with the major cities, we're fine. But if you compare us to the majority of people that are in the country, you've got the Arabs from different Arab countries. It is, in their head, expensive. But at the same time, don't forget, where in the world do you get opportunities like the ones you get in Dubai?
Exactly.
If you're going to sit down and complain about how expensive it is, then this city is not for you.
Exactly.
Either try to ride the wave, find yourself, find something that you do well, improve it. Because Dubai is a city of services. It's not rocket science. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. What you need to do is you need to improve the wheel. Any vertical. I look at you. I look at you. You're utilizing technology. You're utilizing, you have a team built around you to improve your service to your client. What are you doing? You're taking something that 10 years ago wasn't even a business. Now you've created it into a business. You've structured it. You put SLAs and KPIs, and you structured it in a way where there is a higher quality of service being given to your clients. If I text you now, if you're busy, you have a system where someone else will reply, and the client never waits. So if you find your way in uplift, I started DNB in 2015 with 25,000 dirhams. They fired me from Emaar. I had a Nissan Patrol. I sold it. I took the remaining money. There was like around 50,000 dirhams. And I was talking to one of my close friends. I think you met him sometime. I told him, listen, I only have this 50,000 dirhams. I'm going to spend half, and I'm going to keep the half. In case it doesn't work out, I'll keep that half to send my family to London for a year. But I have that confidence. I knew I was going to make it. But just in case,
backup plan,
so that they can have 1 year where I don't have to worry about expenses and everything. You know, London, they get the education. I bought them a house there. So the costs will drop, and I will get back on my feet. I was up and running in no time. But this is the kind of opportunities that Dubai gives you. All you need to do is constantly improve who you are. And constantly, when you have that mindset of constantly wanting to improve who you are as a person, day in, day out, every day, compete. You know, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock. I thought it was early. And then I found out there are people that wake up at 5. I started waking up at 4. But it's not to compete only. It's to,
You want to be a foot up front.
I don't want to be average. If you have that mindset, New York, London, Hong Kong, Singapore have nothing on you. You can survive anywhere. And if you can survive, I don't want to survive. If you can flourish and give yourself and your families, alhamdulillah, you know, one of the biggest drives I have is I know for a fact that there is at least 600 families, at least. I don't know the exact number. We were discussing it the other day. And with the expansion, this number is going to double or triple. Families that live off the business that we have created. And what was the business? It started with nothing. And my ultimate goal was not to make money. My ultimate goal was to create something, give back to the community. And the more you give back in any form, if it's back to the community, it's back to family, and there are compromises that you will end up doing throughout the whole process. If you do that, man, the sky's the limit to what you can get. The sky's the limit.
So when you said your journey starts, when did you start working in real estate? What is your let's rewind back and start from your first steps. You've been working for Emaar, yeah?
No. I worked in real estate when Look, there's two types of people. There's people, we all go through tough times. I don't want to underestimate the tough time that I went through, but I went through a lot of tough times. It was a lone journey for a very long time. You know, when there are issues or personal issues where your father is not there, your mother is there in kindness and heart, but you know, it's hard for a woman. We weren't given a silver spoon in our mouth, let's say. And I think we had a very serious problem, family problem, where my father had to leave the country. And this happened a long while back. And I was put under, and that's where, you know, it was first lesson to let go and believe in what the universe has to give you. It took me a while to get over the bitterness of whatever that situation was, but it wasn't too long, maybe 2.5 years. But then I realized that it made me stronger. The journey of real estate started when I was 19. It's a funny story, huh? You know, before real estate, when off-plan started picking up, before that it was freehold. No one knew the concept of buying a property and selling it. The only people that really had that experience, and there was a big population of them here, were the Indians. The Indian and the Pakistani population are very well versed in real estate. Real estate is part of their blood. Any Indian person you talk to, he knows more about real estate than anyone else. And they were the biggest believers in the market once it started. And I remember once there was a launch of a project, I think either in the marina or in the old town. And it was a long time ago. This we're talking about, I don't really remember the dates. And the downtown area was not there. And the whole area was nothing. There was a Habtoor hotel, very, very, very small, basic Habtoor hotel. And there was a queue of cars from Al Habtoor all the way to where the entrance to the cinema is now. You're talking at least 300, 400 cars. There's no traffic on the road, but they're all parked on the side. And I had a friend of mine now who's a very serious big player in the real estate market as well, local guy. I don't want to mention names. At that time, I think he had a 3-digit number in a Range Rover. And it's very difficult for, people didn't buy plate numbers back then.
Back days,
it was given to you as a gift. So it was a serious status symbol. You know, when you had a 3-digit plate number or 2-digit number, then His Highness was happy with you and he's given it to you as a gift, or you're close to that. So it was a very big, and it wasn't his car. He took his father's car.
What did he do?
If he watches this, I'm going to send this to him. He knows exactly who he is. You can't say his name because right now he's one of the big boys, huh? And it was just me and him in the car, and we were driving around doing nothing. 19-year-olds. You know, God knows what we were talking about. I cannot mention it here, but it was definitely about the our favorite topic. And then we saw this. We went in front of all the cars and we cut in front of them. And I remember this Persian guy started screaming at us, and then Khalid. Oh shit! I almost said his name.
Brother, you were called out already.
Make sure you remove it.
Okay.
And then he came out and he saw him wearing the kandura, and the guy's like stepping back. He's like, oh, he told him, I'm I'mar. It was an I'mar launch. So we understood the situation, and the situation was, it's a queue of people waiting to take a token. Back then you went, you took a number, you came back the next day and you bought a property with that number. So I called my friends, they were sitting in a shisha in Lamsi Plaza. I was like, hey, fuckers, you want to make some money? They're like, yeah, of course. Wait. How much? I told them 1,000 each. I told them, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I picked up 3 guys. So total, we were 5 people. We picked them up, came back, did the whole thing. We were the first ones there. As soon as this was what time? This was maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. They opened the gate at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
When they opened the gate at 7 o'clock, there were people that snuck in before us. So we got number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, something like that. When we got the talk, we were waiting there. I saw a queue, Luca, I'm not kidding, man. Maybe 1,000 people. And it clicked in my head. I was like, these people want this so bad. Let me see what I can do. And I left my spot, and we were joking, huh? My friend was acting like he was security. Hey, excuse me, get back in line. We're kids, man. We're having fun with it. You know, the 4 or 5 or 6 hours we waited, we didn't feel it because we were laughing the whole time. But in my head, I was like, oh, you see the opportunity. And that's the kind of people you need to be. You know, when you see something, you need to assess it, you need to think about it, and then you make a move.
It's opportunity. Like they say, like opportunities all around.
By the way, back then, I didn't have a bank account. I had nothing. I didn't know what a checkbook was. So I walked to the back, and there was this guy from an Indian nationality, you know, the Sikh, and he was wearing a golden Rolex watch with their golden necklace. I was like, you know what? Let me try. I was like, listen, I've got 3 tokens, 7, 10, 8, 9, 10, or something like that. And he's like, yeah. I was like, we can switch. Where was he? He was in the end of the line. I wasn't planning to switch. He's like, okay, I want them. I was like, okay, how much? I threw 30,000 dirhams. I don't, you know what 30,000 dirhams meant for me that time? It was a fortune. But I don't know what happened. I said 30,000 dirhams. He's like, no, it's too much. I was like, brother, okay. I played the game and I walked away. It was the easiest deal I've ever done. He's like, okay, come back. I was like, okay, give me the money. And I remember, Yar, are you crazy? Who carries 30,000 dirhams in cash? I was like, then how are you going to pay me? How you know? He's like, I'll write you a check. I was like, okay. So I called my friend. My friend, his father was a CEO of a big bank. I called him up. I was like, Listen, this guy, this. He says he's gonna write us a check. He's like, okay. He knows the game. Local, he had an account when he was 11 years old, mashallah. I got my first account after this deal. He's like, yeah, make him sign in the front and the back and let him make sure he writes cash check. So I went, I took checks. I sold these 3 spots for 90,000 dirhams. Do you know what a 19-year-old...
How much was 90,000 dirhams at this time if you compare today in money value?
$500,000. $500,000. Definitely $500,000. I took the 90,000 dirhams and I told my friend, I was like, listen, take my spot. We didn't give away 2, huh? Mine and his. I went to the bank and left them there. I told them, khalas, go. I gave them 10. I was like, I'll call you in an hour. Come take your money. I went to the bank and I'm going to the teller. I'm like, I hope this guy didn't trip me off. I hope this guy didn't trip me off. I gave it and all of a sudden I hear, he's counting the money. I was like, whoopa. Dude, I just made 90,000 dirhams. I'm 19 years old. What in the world was that? I called my friends. I was like, come, I give you 10,000 each. Business,
well, it's okay. You make money. They make money. Yeah?
You know what 10,000 is for them? We partied for the next 10 weeks with it. Anyways, look at what happened. My friend, his father was aware of what's going on. So he's like, that token, buy an apartment with it. And I'm sure he still owns the apartment till now. Back then, they were selling the downtown, it was Old Town. The Old Town units at 1,100 dirham per square foot. You know how much the price per square foot is now?
I'll just throw the price.
Triple, quadruple. And how much?
Around $4,000. I was listening.
Forget that. How much rental yield he got over the last 25 years?
Yeah. But just goes up every year, right?
It goes up. He's covered his property 10 times. I bought a unit the next day. And look at what happened. So I'm walking out. A guy is like, listen, I'll pay you 15% on top of what you paid. I was like, okay. At that time, there was no transfer department. It was a cowboy market.
First come, first serve, yeah?
You go and you get the transfer done in actual in the Amar building. So I went, I think I made, at that time, around 250,000 dirhams. I'm 19, brother. 250,000 dirhams is equivalent to $1 million dirhams now.
So this is the first step. But did you actually? What is important? There is so many real estate brokers here. But when I say real estate broker, what is the most? I would say one of the most top-rated real estate brokers. What they do have as a character, as a is it something what has to be a part of personality?
Patience. Because the ones that rush tend to make really silly and stupid mistakes.
Like what kind
like
of?
Overcharging, like trying to be smart and making double the commission. These guys don't have a long-term vision. The ones who have a healthy routine and constantly improve themselves. So patience, routine, resilience, and excellent money management. The longer you are in the market, the more successful you will be. You can have 10 good years and 10 bad years. But if you manage your money well and you maintain a healthy routine, physical, mental, psychological, emotional, because real estate is an emotional roller coaster. People look at us and think, oh, you guys are making money. Look, let's not keep this. I don't want this to be about real estate, but our job is not easy, brother. Our job is not easy.
I don't think any job is
easy. No, there is no such thing as an easy job. Yeah. If there was an easy job, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be comfortable. It needs a certain caliber of people. Look, it's easy for people to make money when the market is doing well. Bring them when the market is going down. And we've seen those. I've seen major companies, even now, I don't want to mention names, that I've foreseen what is going to happen to them 3-4 years before. Because we've seen how the market revolves. The market is not a market of, you need to be consistent. You know, my company, DNB, I stopped working with DNB for the last 3 years now. And we're still on top performing agencies in all the major developers. majority of the big major developers. And I purposely left it to see what will happen. Because today, if my business doesn't operate unless I'm actually in it, it's not a business. I'm an employee of that company. And my ability, and that was one of the hardest things I've done in my career, is to completely delegate to someone and watch them make mistakes and be patient about it. And knowing for a fact that it will get to a point. But that hit me and slowed us down a little bit, but we're back on track now and we're coming back strong. And gave me the opportunity to focus and create this evolution concept.
What is evolution about?
Evolution.
Man, you're just to make the things clear. You are going globally. When I say globally, you are covering. You told me just like Saudi, Russia, UK, Lebanon, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. What else?
Azerbaijan.
Man.
France, Paris, Monaco. Look, we've built a concept that has attracted. I don't want to go into too much detail with it, but this concept is one of its kind. It's not rocket science, but because of the exposure and experience I got in the last 25 years from this great city, I've managed to create a vision of a concept that can... Okay, let me simplify it for you. Just so that we don't go into too much details, because that's a session on its own. Every real estate boom in any country creates entities that become global. So back in the 1800s, when Chicago was being built, a bunch of American companies were created, and they're still existing now, and they're still flourishing now, like JLL. In the UK, Knight Frank, Hamptons, Savills. In Germany, Engel and Volkers. In America, Coldwell Bankers, got so many companies. But there was no company that was created in an Arab world. If you go and you look at top real estate brokerages or service providers or developers that have a global exposure across the world, very few, if none. The core of what I wanted, and if you look at when we started in D&B Real Estate, even the name, when we started, the vision was Dubai and beyond. I didn't want to stop in Dubai. Today, over the last 2 decades or more, we've learned a skill of positioning real estate product, in a way like no other country and no other company ever did. And today we've managed, based on many factors, the government, this country has the worst weather in the world, but look at how we're achieving. Every product we sell now in Evolution, and Evolution is value for money. It's products that we design and we put our experience into it, and we're creating. Every project we sell is sold to at least 35 different nationalities. There are countries, when I'm looking at the demographics and the reports, there are countries that I've never heard of that are buying in Dubai. So we've managed to create a platform, and now we're physically going to be relocating ourselves across the globe to attract foreign investors.
To come easier, to reach out easier to you, right?
Yeah. Look, Dubai, Dubai has positioned itself across the globe. If you do not find a way to leverage on that and give back to the country, because we're giving back to the country. Today we're adding to every skyline. When I started as a broker, I always had a dream to have buildings that I've built in areas. Today, I get goosebumps sometimes. I'm driving alone and I'm looking around. We've helped, we were involved in projects in Dubai Marina, Dubai Hills, JLT, JVC, Downtown, Business Bay, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah. And every top performing area, Evolution has a project there. And it's such a humbling feeling. And I've added value. I've added value to the people as a company, of course, because there is no I in evolution.
Yeah.
We've built a platform where every system or everything we did is engineered in a way to be beneficial to that party. So internally, we're engineering everything so that people love working in evolution. People love being part of our story. They are, all this sarcasm about family. You know what? Fuck them all. Yes, we are a big family. And the family, I'm the sole owner of the company. And I'm a very understanding person. And I know for a fact that without these people, I would not be able to do anything. And there's enough to go around. Why should I make 100% of the profits? Or 80 or 70 or 60% of the profits? Do I deserve that? Everyone gets what they deserve. And it's given around to the people who believe in my vision and believe and subscribe to my roadmap. And Luca, you know me, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to settle for average or great. We want to create something where people look and see, this was done by a group of Arab, young, ambitious people. There are different nationalities. The holding company has over 65 nationalities. This is one of the most important things that we focused on when we started the business, because we're in a global city. I can't have 10 nationalities. I want all the nationalities in the world to be working under the evolution umbrella. And people, when you ask me a question about what will differentiate people, the most important thing is patience. People who want quick results are going to make big mistakes. People who take a step back, take a deep breath, as long as you see the vision, nothing happens quick. And the bigger you are, the harder it is to move and be flexible.
Yeah.
You need to be patient. Very patient. And I'll tell you humbly what I want to do. Some people might think I'm crazy or arrogant. Without mentioning names, the biggest developers in town, 25 years ago, what was their experience? Trust me, none of them had real estate experience. There are major companies that have done massive accomplishments for themselves and for the country. Before 1999 and 2000 and 2001, they were in different lines of business. And they learned over the last 25 years. And these people have done great successes. And at a certain point of time, life needs to be, there's a shift. There's a shift in people, there's a shift in management, there's a shift in leadership.
Politics as well, man. It shifts everything.
Politics. People grow old, people,
new generations.
New generations. So today, my generation, who's still in their prime and have at least another 20, 30 years in them, at least, unless my parachute doesn't open one day.
We'll talk about that. This guy's crazy. If I say
so imagine my journey from today for the next 20, 30 years. It's not built on a different experience. It's built on real estate experience. So I should be able to raise the bar higher. And when you raise the bar higher, now you leverage not only on Dubai's position, you leverage on technology, you leverage on internet, you leverage on artificial intelligence, you leverage on blockchain. The world is getting smaller. The world is getting smaller. People are really understanding that the value is in real estate. Look at what's happened now with the tariff wars. People are coming out and telling you this bag that you bought for 50,000 dirhams really cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
You look into the ingredients or the material or how it's done. It's very basic. Real estate is brick and mortar. There's steel, there's concrete, there's marble, there's material, there's engineering, there's experience, there's engineers, there's consultants. These guys have a bill onto them. But if you look at property now and you break it down, you break the cost of construction, you break the cost of sales, you break the cost of concept design. There are people who are dedicating their entire careers to reaching a level where they can take an idea and create it into a building. People don't understand how much work goes into that. You know, there is multiple consultants. Not everyone can bring up a building that can withstand or look beautiful for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. People go to university, people work 20 years to get to a point where they can come in, they can design the structure, they can design the MEP, the mechanical. You look at real estate, the value is there. The value, real value. And not only that it's there, it pays you. Those luxury goods don't. So people are starting to understand that real estate is more important than investment, more important than crypto. It is the wealth, the true essence of wealth. And if you look at everyone around the world, they make money, and as soon as they make a big chunk of money,
Boom,
they go and buy.
house.
They go buy real estate,
Yeah.
cash generating revenue, blah blah, whatever it is. So
Safety, man. Let's start with safety.
So to tell you exactly what we were leveraging on, we're leveraging on the experience that we were very fortunate of getting over the last 2 decades or more in Dubai. We're leveraging on the UAE. Not Dubai, the UAE, because the UAE now is a powerhouse on a geopolitical level, on an economic level, on a future advancement level. They're the pioneers in artificial intelligence. They're the pioneers in investing across the globe. They're the pioneers of everything. And I love that mindset. We owe it to this country, because that they planted in us when we were very young, you know, that always go for the impossible. Always try to be the best. And we leveraged on our experience, on Dubai, on the UAE, on the movement of the technology, on crypto. And the world is getting smaller. And people want to invest in real estate. And the whole concept is to put all the world under one platform. I'm a real estate business now, but I don't want to be a real estate business. I want to be a tech
What
business.
is your goal? What is your goal? If
I want to be a tech business.
Tech business.
Technology business.
Yeah, but what are you targeting?
You know what I'm targeting? How do you buy your clothes? You go online.
Online, yes.
Add to cart, add to cart, add to cart.
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy, but we're going to get there. One step at a time. And that's the difference. We have the vision and we are patient. Today, if you close the deal or you made something and you know you're making $1 million over the next 18 months, you'll go onto a website, you put your passport. As soon as your passport, artificial intelligence tells you exactly what countries you're eligible in buying in with no taxes or with no legal constraints. You go in, you put the criteria that you want. You tell them, listen, I'm making $1 million and I'm getting the first one in May. 200,000 in May, 200,000, you break down your payment. It will go out into the database, collect information about the product, and it will tell you, fine, there's a product that matches your criteria in Dubai, in Egypt, and in Saudi, let's say. And you can buy 2 of those. Add to cart. Move it. You go in, make a payment through blockchain.
And how long are you expecting that to happen? No, because artificial intelligence is going crazy, man. I was speaking
on the speed of how things are going.
Yeah.
Maybe 24 months.
Holy shit, man.
You'll be sitting with a billionaire, huh? This one will go viral.
I hope so. Well,
No, Luca, brother. Bro, remember, wait, how long have I known you for?
7 years at least.
More, brother.
I'm just
We lost track of time.
Maybe.
What do you mean
I'm
7
just
years,
saying
man?
out my
Maybe
heart.
7, at least 8, 9 years.
I came to Dubai 2016, so I met you at I think 2017. I
Right.
met you. So 3,
9
5,
years.
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't aim for the stars, you've seen my journey.
Yeah, I've seen you here, but always whenever I'm gonna get there. And now when I see this eyes, I see that you have something in your head and you are not giving up.
Impossible. We never give up.
I know that for a fact. For instance, let's share with the audience. Man, you have a passion for skydiving, motorbikes. You are a gym freak. How the hell everything? A father of 2, businessman, very successful guy. And man, we all have 24 hours. Sorry.
No, you have 24 hours. Okay, go on. Continue your question.
Sometimes I'm wondering
I have
how.
more time than everyone else.
How?
Very simple.
Tell me.
I wake up at 4.
Okay.
4:15 if I'm late. Depending on the time of the year, I either pray Fajr in the gym or at home. Sometimes I delay it a little bit so that when I come back and pick my kids up from the gym, I pray with my kids. So I go to the gym. I had to send an email to 7 before 3 years or 4 years, I don't remember, because they used to open at 5:30. I kind of asked and they were very kind and they accommodated my request and they started opening at 5. So I'm like one of the very few standing outside the door, waiting for them to open the door. Me and the cat. And I'm allergic to cats, otherwise I would pet it, but no, I don't want to. And I would finish my training session and I would drive straight back. I'll take my kids to school. We sit with the driver is driving us. I'm sitting in the back seat. I don't get to see my kids, but I try to make that 45 minutes or an hour and a half really, there's
To
proper
give the
bonding.
time, yes, exactly.
Bonding. I play trivia questions with my son. I ask them about their day. I make them do push-ups. My son does push-ups, sit-ups, and squats every day in the morning, and he prays with me. Alhamdulillah.
Discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
all
difficult,
about discipline.
but it's like a broken record. You have to keep on saying it until one day. He will, even if he goes through a phase after he's 20, and one day he'll wake up, he's like, you know what? My dad used to do it. I'm going to do it. My dad used to tell me. It will click. It will click.
It's like that.
It will click. Kids lose focus, but at a certain point, when the responsibility and life starts putting pressure on him, he will realize what needs to be done. Because your physical strength is very important. Imagine at 50 or at 60, I can't climb up a flight of stairs, or I don't have the same energy I have now. All the experience, all the knowledge, all the connections, all the money that I made is worthless.
Useless, yes.
Useless. You know what? There are people want things quick. We're in the time of quick. Wealth is born, especially for people who are the entrepreneurs. They've built it on their own. No one supported. No one gave me 10 million dirham or 1 million, or not even. No one gave me 1,000 dirham, ya habibi. I was paying. When I started my career, I was minus 600. My wife used to give me 2,500 from her salary so that I can go sit with the guys. No, because I was under pressure to go sit with the guys and have some fun. She used to pay me on top of paying for the house stuff. To go back to the point, I wake up at 4. By the time I drop my kids, do my workout, do a little bit of reading, it's still 7:38.
How, man?
I finished all of this when people are sleeping. 7:38. Then I have from 8 o'clock till 12 so much to do. And then from 12 till 6. And then from 6 till 9, I have 3 hours, either for myself or entertaining or meeting. But 9 o'clock, I'm at home.
Yeah, but what time you go to bed?
9:30, 10, 11 maximum.
But 11, you wake up.
You remember when I bought the Whoop?
Yeah.
This is bad advertisement for them, but whatever. Man, I threw it out of the house. I was driving.
But
I checked
let me tell you, but it shows you, certainly shows you that you are doing something wrong. And if you keep neglecting the things, I mean, it's a debt. You create a debt.
Everything comes with a cost, brother. Everything comes with a cost.
I agree.
Everything comes with a cost. You want to be average, go be average.
No, I mean,
Everything comes with a cost. Everything has a price to it.
But do
everything
you feel
has a price tag to it. My relationship with my friends, my relationship with my family, everything has a price. But what do you want? You know what? You know what I want? We all die and we all perish and everything goes away. I want to leave a nice legacy. Maybe let it stay one generation, maybe 1 generation and a half. That our great-grandfather did it from nothing. Because if they go through some bad times, God knows what will happen.
But there is one thing I have to... Man, there is one thing. I think it was a reel or YouTube. The guy said, once we die, our kids will remember us. Our grandkids will remember us. And then we'll stay the picture on the wall and your grandchild will not even not know your name.
Yes, but you know what?
It's actually it's
I
scary
don't-
for me.
It's not like that. Then okay, I'll tell you what I think. We're Palestinian. My father went through war. His grandfather went through war. We had the victim mindset for a very long time. A lot of Palestinians went out of their comfort zone and left their countries and fell to the whole agenda that the world has for us, and they flourished in other places. You go anywhere in the world, Habibi. The Lebanese, the Palestinians, the Syrians, the ones who went through the worst times are the ones the most successful around the world.
But
And
look, Yugoslavia as well.
brother,
Man.
everywhere. Brazil, Eastern Europe. Man, I met the guy came in from Russia. From my home country. I was like, what the hell? And he's very successful. I don't know how he made his money, but he's very successful. God bless. But you know...
Don't ask me for first million. Right?
But what I'm trying to say is, in my family, for as long as I remember, we're all average. I don't remember my great-grandfather. I don't know what he did. I heard a couple of stories on him. But as a kid, you always look for that motivation inside you. And if you don't find it inside you, you look for a father, you look for an uncle, you look for a friend. And if you don't find it in there, you look for someone else. I had that problem. I got my motivation. I love Sheikh Mohammed. And I got my motivation from that guy. And Sheikh Rashid. Sheikh Rashid for his kindness, Sheikh Mohammed for... So people look for motivation. Imagine I give the next generation that thought. It could last for centuries. And the name would become associated with success. Today, if you're born a Maktoum or you're born a Nahyan, as soon as you come out, people around you assume you're successful. But it doesn't mean if you use it, if you misuse it, it could go wrong. But just because you...
It's the glory of the name.
And now today, if I can embed in my family and my kids that we are winners and we are champions, and no matter what we do, no matter how hard the situation is, or no matter how difficult the world is, I will wake up in the morning, I will go to the gym, I will do my responsibility, I will imagine. And he tells his children, and he does something even better than me. And he follows. I wish my ultimate dream, my ultimate dream is for my son to be
better than you,
100 times better than me. That's my ultimate dream. And in order for your son to be better than you, man, fuck the money. I really don't care about the money. How long have you known me? What's changed with me? I drive a fancy car. I'm still wearing white t-shirt, same blue jeans, my digital watch. I can buy anything I want. I can travel anywhere. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. But today, if I want my son to be better than me and I'm here, then how much better did I make him? But if I raise the bar for him, and I feed him and I teach him.
You need to teach him from the... what you do is extremely...
Yeah, but you know what, brother? Life is tough.
Let's get back. I want to share something. Today you showed me something very interesting. You showed me the picture of your daughter who is selling lemonade for 5 dirhams.
She's 6 years old.
Man, but this is actually what is insane.
So my son is 11 and my daughter is 6. And they both want phones. And I said no. So my son's smart. He made me pay 3,500. I don't know how much I paid for a 3D printer.
Okay.
And now he's printing little toys and selling them. My daughter is, I think, she's very entrepreneurial. And she's like, I want a phone. I was like, I'm not going to pay for your phone. You need to figure it out. Do a business. She's like, I don't know how to make money. I was like, figure it out. She's like, give me an idea. And I literally told her 2 weeks before, okay, go out, get a jug of lemonade and sit out and sell it. Sell the lemonade for 5 dirhams. You're cute. People will pay.
And lemonade...
And she did it. I'll send the picture.
Yeah, you showed me. You showed me today.
You know what? She called me and my wife sent it on the group. And after like 25 minutes...
It's gone.
The irony. It's my life. Everything's sold out. My wife sent sold out. I was like, she made 35 dirhams. You know this.
But that's actually
why it's the seed.
Exactly. You plant the seed.
Finish.
Yeah.
Finish. Zaid wakes up every day, he has to do what he needs to do. I wish to God that my legacy is not that I made a lot of money. My legacy is to, you know what? When I was young, there was a president, Egyptian president, that everyone loved, Jamal Abdel Nasser. When he died, he had the biggest funeral in the world. Not in the world, one of the biggest funerals. I think there was at least 1 million, 2 million people that went down to pay their respect. I was very young and I saw the clip. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I wish when I die, I get at least half of these. So that planted in, and you know what who helped me? I had an uncle, God rest his soul. He passed away a couple of years back. And every time he saw me, he looked me in the eye and he told me, you're going to do something great. And you're special.
He
word.
planted the seed in your head as well.
That's all it takes, huh?
Trigger.
That's all it takes. And there are two types of people. There are people that will feed off the toxic energy and they will suck it in. And there are people that will constantly want to shut out the toxic energy and try to find even, you know what? A little piece of hope, they will do it. They will find it. And they will flourish.
But it's very hard these days to find this kind of... Because everyone would like to put the leg and make you fall.
Everyone's in a rush. That's the problem. Everyone wants to rush. Everyone wants to make money quick. And when you make money quick, if you don't have the right principles and if you don't have the right ethics, you will hurt yourself or someone.
You will suffer, yeah.
And if you hurt yourself, maybe it will go away. But if you hurt someone, psychologically in the back of your head, you're not a good guy, huh? And you know what? In Islam, one of the most important things that you need to understand is God is merciful. The danger is not in realizing, if God can forgive what you do, if you don't learn how to forgive yourself for hurting anyone in any way or hurting yourself, you're going to suffer. So if you don't have principles and you want to make money quick, it's very easy. But I know people that used to sell 1-bedroom apartments for $1 million and make 100,000 dirhams. I used to make 10,000 or 5,000. I didn't need to rush.
But greed, this is as well greed, man. Let's be realistic. When we get there, man, I know you for, let's say, 8 years. The thing that's been changing is that you are extreme guy. You've been going to the gym before, maybe 4-5 times a week. Now you do 2 sessions a day. You go, you jump from parachute. Like, what?
You want to know why I jump from a parachute?
What is it? Is there any parallel between business on this level? I mean, real estate, as you said, it's a risk. It's a risk, daily risk. And parachute is, man, it's a risk as well.
Look, if you want to be part of the 1%, you literally need to be from the percent that people... I know for a fact that a lot of people will not jump out of the plane.
Me. Hello.
I will jump out of the plane.
Hello, brother.
I know a lot of people think riding a motorcycle is crazy.
Hello.
I will ride a motorcycle. I know a lot of people will not climb Everest. I will climb Everest. I finished 2 mountains. I finished Kilimanjaro, and I'm going to do Kilimanjaro again this year just to get myself acquainted with the other. But for example, skydiving. You know what the funny story is? And you can ask, I'll have one of my friends, if he hears this, he will comment and confirm. I'm afraid of heights.
You told me this several times.
So if I go in an elevator, the Burj Jumeirah Beach Hotel elevator, there's a glass elevator that takes you all the way up. You know what I do?
No.
I turn and I keep my face to the other side and I don't look back. If I go for a viewing, when I used to do viewing, 10, whatever, back in the days, if I go to the balcony, I will not stand in the balcony. I will not come close. I will stand away. But you know what? If I'm afraid of something, I have a limitation in my head.
Yeah, but
you
go
know,
for it.
So I needed to break that. And I'm still afraid of it. But you know what? Every jump makes me stronger. Every jump confirms the idea that you need to do what others won't do. And then once you do it, you know, in the beginning, when I was so stressed and doing the jumps, the world revolved around me and how I feel. And I don't want to jump. What are you doing? You're crazy. But you know, before you jump, when you're 13,000 square feet, you have to stick your head out of the plane and see where the landing base is.
Okay.
I'm looking like this. And then the third jump, I forgot to open my parachute. My coach came and opened it for me. And the fourth jump was the worst because I just made a serious mistake. How can I do this? But then you keep training. Now you go on the plane, you're checking your equipment. Your brain is working on all what you need to do automatically, and then you have technology that you put a machine in your helmet that tells you when you need to open the parachute. You have your altimeter. People ask me why I wear my watch like this.
I asked you just today,
so that I can keep, so you need to. I just want to get used to watching the altimeter like that, and then you start realizing that there are girls jumping, and there are people at 70-year-olds jumping, and then you realize that what I was scared of was really nothing scary. It was just that first jump that you needed to do. I needed 20 jumps before I got the fear out of the way. But now I can go on a plane and comfortably jump, come down and go on the plane again and jump. And then the beauty of human beings is that now when you jump, you're still scared, but your brain goes on autopilot. You've done it so much, you know that before you go on the plane, you check your helmet. By the way, skydiving is safer than motorbiking.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Man, motorbike, I really don't understand. I don't want to pull anything negative, but I went on a bike 3 times, and 3 times
I had an accident last year. Look,
yeah,
motorbikes, I'll tell you what motorbikes do for me.
Mm-hmm.
Every Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning, I get on my bike, I put my helmet on, and I drive on a straight highway. And nowhere in the world gives you these kind of highways like the UAE. We go to Hatta, we go to Fujairah, we go to Ras Al Khaimah. And it's a method of disconnecting. You have your helmet, you're focusing on the road. You can't think about work, you can't think about problems, you can't think of how to save the world, or you just need to think of how I'm going to get from A to B without killing myself. There's a turn coming, I need to turn this way. Should I lean harder or should I slow down? And your focus is for 2-3 hours completely disconnected from everywhere. I don't take vacations, Luca. I don't take vacations.
Yeah, I know that.
My vacation is with the kids. Sometimes it's even more stressful traveling with kids and family. But I don't take vacations. I need to recharge. And I recharge in the gym. I recharge biking. And I recharge skydiving.
Skydiving, yeah.
And I recharge after work, maybe sit in a cafe, have a shisha sometimes. But these are the things that help me go to bed and wake up the next day and start.
Are you waking up? One question, it's very personal, because are you waking up excited every day for a new day?
No, of course not. If anyone tells you yes, he's full of shit. Out of 7 days, 3 like this, 3 like that. But fuck
it's
you.
normal. You're just an autopilot. As you said, autopilot.
Shut up
man.
and get up.
That's what I was.
You know what I did in the beginning? How I did it? Okay. I used to drink 1.5 liters of water, and I put 3 alarms. When I started it, because I needed to wake up at 4. I'd put an alarm next to the bed. I'll put an alarm next to the.
You have to wake up actually.
You have to. And look, as soon as my feet touch the ground, it took me, by the way, people will laugh now. It took me 1.5 years. 1.5 years. Where I would wake up at 4. 3 days of the week, and the other 4 I wouldn't be able to wake up, but I would go at 5.
But you wouldn't
I still
give up.
went.
You wouldn't give up.
No.
That's what I love about you. One thing, I'll just talk from perspective of fitness, because I can say I ate a kilo of salt with you, and I know you pretty well. You might suffer, but you would never give up. And I love this about you. For instance, today, we did a great session, and he was suffering.
My second session.
Yes, second session today.
One in the morning and one with you.
You were fighting your demons. You wanted to quit, and then you said to yourself, no, I'm not going to do that. And I believe that you are wired for everything in life like that, because you cannot have several faces in any situation, you know? You name situation, like for the business, for the family, for the as you raise your kids, for the workout, for like you are all or nothing, I believe.
I wasn't like that my entire life, huh? I wasn't. But
What has changed? What is like, if you can give the, let's say, a piece of advice for younger generations, for the people who are lost and really they don't feel that they are on the right path, and they admit that they are losing on some fields in life, what would be, as you said, you weren't like that all your life. What has been changed? What is the trigger?
aim high. Aim higher than anyone else can imagine. Compare yourself to someone that you see is great and aim to do bigger and better.
Yeah, but Husni, not everyone is
Luca, it's simple. But you're telling me what advice to give the young generation. If there's young generation listening now, aim high. Aim high. If you fail and you really believe that you want to get there, you will try over and over and over and over and over again. And if in a lifetime you run out of time, trust me, during that lifetime, you will do more than everyone around you.
I was listening about that today.
Aim
and
high,
saying,
bro. Aim high. I don't want to mention names, but when I was an employee in certain companies, I looked at the chairman. I was like, what's the difference between me and him?
Nothing.
He goes to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom. He has breakfast, I have breakfast. He studied university,
24
I
hours,
studied
both of you.
universities. He has 24 hours, I have 24 hours. What's the difference? Who's the don't follow. Don't follow them in a sense of I want to be like them. Put higher. Don't, guys.
But you are
The world, the limits. Who puts the limits? Who gives you limits? Your parents in the beginning. In my generation, my family, study university to go and work in a job. They already put limitations in my head.
9 to 5.
9 to 5. I work for someone. I broke those limitations. After I broke those limitations, the first barrier you break and you succeed in breaking, you'll be like, oh my God, maybe everything I believe is bullshit. Maybe I should aim for more. As long as your ethics, your principles, and your gut deep down inside wants to be good for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your people, for your country, aim high. Money comes and goes. I've had it and I've lost it so many times. And the beauty of, you said, I don't quit, no matter what happens. I have an advantage over a lot of people. If you take away everything from me now, I wake up tomorrow at 8 in 12 hours, and they've taken the company, they've taken the employees, they've taken everything. You know what I will do? I will build it again.
Start again.
Faster and better.
Because you have no experience.
Faster and better. And then I will raise the bar even higher. And then my confidence level goes up. So my advice to the young people, in patience, it's in every religion. Every religion.
There is one thing, I have to quote. There is something beautiful from Quran, what I heard. The God is with those who are patient.
100%. Inna Allaha ma'a as-sabirin.
Yes. And then you keep repeating now this, and it came to my head, and you kept repeating. You said,
You know what? I never talked about this. You get inspiration from humans, but the true inspiration comes from something much bigger than all of us. And if you believe in that, you will be able to understand that nothing can stand in your way. In Quran, since you mentioned it, Al-Fatiha, it's the first surah in the Quran. It says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman A'udhu billah min shaitan rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When they say A'udhu billah min shaitan rajim, it means shaitan is the devil. But in our heads, when we watch cartoons, the devils are someone with like thrown with a red and under with a hook. The devil is everything negative, everything toxic, everything bad. Every time you read the Quran, these are the first two things that you need to say. You say that all the bad and all the negative Move out of my way. So your mind, you're telling your mind, anything negative, if you have a bad negative friend, move him to the side. If you're going to do something bad, move it to the side. If someone's, anything negative, move it to the side. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God. God in our childhood is someone sitting on a cloud with a long beard. No, God is everything good. Anything that is good is God. So you say, the first way you start it is, A'udhu Billah Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So if you're psychologically and you're mentally training yourself every day, day in, 5 times a day, to say, go to hell with the negative and the toxic, and welcome all the positive. You're prepping your brain every day to accept the positive. Oh, it's expensive. Oh, it's that. That's negative, huh? That's toxic. Move it to the side. Shaitan.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. And that's the most important thing. No matter what you do, no matter what you
Whatever.
have. If you aim to go to the moon and you get to the star, alhamdulillah رب العالمين. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I eat, I sleep. People dying everywhere. People suffering everywhere. We have our legs. We have our food. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rahman Rahim. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. And this is very important. Forgiving. Forgiving. So if God forgives you for doing the ultimate sin, why would you not forgive yourself? Because you could be the most dangerous person for yourself.
Exactly, yes.
Because if you do something wrong and you convince yourself it's not wrong, but in your head, in the back of your head, you've done something wrong. Because your mother taught you that, because the rules told you that. No matter how you fix it, then you start going through your brain. Man, our brains are very strong tools. So you need to believe that if God forgives you, I can forgive myself. Forgive yourself. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. And this is one of my favorite. Because today, people talk about value and money. Maliki Yawm ad-Din. He owns everything. Earth, planet, whatever you want. Today, what is money? Money is paper. Paper comes from a tree. Tree comes from the ground. The money is linked to gold. Gold comes from the ground. You're wearing material. Material comes from the ground. You're eating food. Who owns this? So for me in my head, what's $1 million for me? It's a lot of money. What's $1 million for God? Peanuts. So if you believe that He owns everything, and if you do good and you remove the toxic and you follow the good, you will, and you forgive yourself, He will give you.
Yes, He will forgive you.
He will give you.
Yeah.
So it's you want something, ask Him, and that's the second part. Maliki Yawm ad-Din, إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. We only believe in you and we only ask you for help. Today, have you ever been put in a situation where you borrowed money from someone? Because I have.
Not really, to be
I
honest.
have. And they make you feel like shit. And every day you wake up, if you're a good guy, you want to, how am I going to pay back? How am I going to pay back? What am I going to do to pay back? Oh my God, I need to pay this back. And if you don't pay them back, they will take you to court. They will people are, imagine you ask God for something and He gives it to you. He doesn't want anything back from you. So ask. Ask. Oh, okay, I want $1 million. No, man. God is telling you, I own the world. Everything around you is mine. You're going to ask for $1 million? What's $1 million for? Or what? It's a value. So ask for health. Ask for good children. Ask for good friends. Ask for peace of mind. Ask for everything. And the financial part is following. But you need
That's
to...
a byproduct, yeah.
مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. So we only ask you for money. So imagine you go and you ask God for whatever you need. Sometimes I need something. I would ask. And I would ask and I would get myself ready and I would get myself prepared and I would go to the mosque, I would pray and I would ask. But if you ask and you believe that you deserve and you forgive yourself for what you've done, automatically it will come. You know, all these books, manifestation, batikh, all that stuff that comes out, the secret, all of that. The secret is in the first verse of the Quran. This is the secret. It's all psychological. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. In a nutshell, please show us the right way. So you're asking Him for health, wealth,
Forgiveness.
and forgiveness and everything. And please
right way.
show me the right way. Now, this is very, very, very tricky. If you believe that God will show you the right way, you will stop trying to change the situations and the scenarios that you go through. Because everything that happens for a reason. I believe that. Because I believe in God, because I believe in His power, because I believe in His forgiveness, and I believe that He will give me because I deserve. I deserve because I'm a good son, because I do all the things that He wants me to do. And then you start, anyone who tells you I control my future is full of crap. You need to be able to go, Otto. God will send you good people. God will send you bad people. He will send you bad people to screw you over in order for you to learn a lesson. And then He will replace them with the good people. Don't get attached to things. Don't get attached to emotions. Everything that you go through in life is happening for a reason. You let go. You let the universe take you to where you deserve to go.
But I think the power is in our brain, and our thoughts actually are manifestation of actual life. So the way we think, the way will be in life.
100%.
And as much as you put, as you said, positive thoughts in your life will be way better. And then, apart from that, the life of your family. I want to tell you something. Today I met very interesting guy.
Remember it, because it's very important about the family. I went through a very bad childhood so that I can take my kids through a better childhood.
That's the way why you want to be better father than your father was to you.
Because that was a lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're fixing the generation.
That's what same.
It's a responsibility on me to fix the generation. Today, we live for a short period of time. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I don't want to live to 90. 70
man,
years.
you might be living up to 110, just to let you know.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't want to deal with more shit. But in that, you're given a responsibility. And your responsibility is yourself and your family and not the legacy. Who are we, man? We're humans. We're specks. We're nothing. Yeah? You need to give people the... Today, Dubai is where it is right now. You know why? Because Sheikh Rashid one day said, this will be the greatest city in the world. Where is Sheikh Rashid? He's with his...
He passed away, right?
Passed away, long time ago.
Yeah.
But that thought and that we are the Maktoums, this is going to be the best city in the world. This is a vision. But who continued it? His son.
I'm not sure now.
His son, Sheikh Mohammed.
Sheikh Mohammed, his son, yeah?
He continued it. He didn't get to live, but he was very grateful. But whatever he put there during his period in life really helped. Let me just finish one last thing. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. So when you ask God to put you on the right track, the word right after it, the people you put on the right track, you give them your fruits of life. Good children, good health, financial, for whatever it is. Yeah. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. غير المغضوب عليهم, the people that are loved by everyone and respected by everyone, or not lost in life. Because you know what? The most difficult thing for the new generation is that their brains are so scattered across too many platforms and too many technologies that they lose focus on what they want. They really need to be able to detach, disconnect, understand, create that vision for themselves and follow through with it. And life is beautiful. I'm 43. And whatever I'm going to achieve is going to start from today. Everything that I've done before is nothing compared to what I'm going to do in the future. Because I'm stronger, I'm more mature, I'm more in control of my emotions, I'm more regulated, I'm more structured, I'm more disciplined, So imagine next year what will happen. And the year after what will happen.
Like with your man, the way you think, the way you operate, for you just one way, and you are the guy, man, as you said, you aim for the things, you really like put something high. As you said, you want to be a billionaire, and with your mindset,
not billionaire. I want to disrupt. I'll tell you
money is
byproduct of everything you do.
Exactly.
But just to fix it, because it's very important, and we're talking on public, I want everyone to know. I want to disrupt the real estate market. The real estate market has been being done in a traditional way for centuries. I want to. Will I do it? Maybe, maybe not. Am I going to wake up every day trying to do it? 100%. am I gonna do it, or is my son gonna do it, or if someone else I'm going to, because I talk to my people, I talk to the people around me, I plant those into them. Maybe my CEO, if something happens, my CEO will continue it, or maybe someone I least expect will continue the vision. What I want to do is I want to create a platform, an off-plan real estate platform that bridges the world and is a digital platform that you can pay through blockchain, and you can fractionalize real estate, and it will give everyone an opportunity to start investing in real estate that is coming up or being built through a period of time.
What you're saying now, it's liquidity that will be way easier to purchase the unit.
And cross-border, cross-pollination. So today, I don't want to just buy in Dubai, but I live in Dubai. What's my exposure? Do I have to fly to London and UK or anywhere in the world to buy the property? I will fly there, but initially I want to gather my information here. So no, I want to buy. I want to diversify. Tomorrow the Dubai market will slow down or will have a correction. Nothing keeps going up, but and this all came from the position I'm in. I don't have any investors. I don't have any partners. And a lot of people come to me and tell me, listen, you need to have a contingency plan or risk management. I was like, you know what my contingency plan? And I asked this to my CEO when we first came in, and I wanted to hear what he said. I was like, Engineer Adham, what are we going to do if the market slows down? What's our contingency plan? Sorry, man, I don't have money to run a business for the next 3 years without revenue. Our contingency plan is beyond. So today, if the market goes down in Dubai, it's going to go up in Saudi. If the market goes down in Dubai and Saudi, it will go up in Abu Dhabi. If it goes down in Abu Dhabi, it will go up in Europe. So I'm going to be in a place where
wherever market goes up, right?
I'm scaling. So that's my contingency plan.
So when you pull the line, you are.
If I had an investor, I might have not thought in that way. I might have thought in creating a risk management to cut down cost, cut down opportunity, and cut down operating cost and all of that, and just stay in Dubai and stay local because Dubai is the market that I know. But now, because I don't have an investor, I need to put myself in a very risky situation. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, sorry, man, I'm not the first one to fail in setting up a business or building a dream, or the last. But I know for a fact that if I fail, it will take me 2 years to rebuild better. So I have nothing to lose, brother.
That's the level of confidence is just insane.
I have nothing to lose. I have lived a very tough life. I've been on my own my entire life. No father, no uncles, no friends. I got lucky. God sent me some people in my life to help me overcome certain parts or certain periods of my life. But one thing about me is I will never quit, ever. And this is a blessing. So everything bad that happened to you in your life, all those times where you felt completely alone, in many different ways. These are the things that put you in a position where I'm very positive here, but there were dark times in my life, Luca.
But dark times create the Husni that you are today.
There were times where I was thinking, why am I on this planet? And I quit, and I lost hope. Many times, Luca.
What was the?
I'm lucky I believed in God. Because if my belief in God, was weak, I would have many times. Wow. That thought went through my head multiple times. Many times. I graduated from high school. I was 15. All my classmates were 18. So I was bullied through high school. My father, God bless him, wasn't really focused on the family. He had his problems. He left Palestine, his friends were dying around him, and they had to run away. So he had his problems, and he made different wrong choices. But I believe in God. I believe in the energy of the universe and everything that happens to you. And as soon as the new generation have that belief in the back of their head that everything's going to be okay, because I'm a good guy, I have the right principles in place. I have the right ethics in place. I have a great goal and I have patience. Finish.
Oh.
You're done. Nothing will stop you.
Do we have time still or it's over? It's over. Well,
It's fine.
We need to wrap it up. But man, the part 2, maybe we should plan. Because we haven't said anything. Like, I mean, it was just like, is there anyone who's coming now?
Mostly say because I have to go to the one.
Okay. Oh, shit. We have to wrap it up, guys.
That's fine. Next.
I mean, like, what do I say? It was a pleasure, man. I mean, like,
You know, we've never had this conversation.
yeah.
Really.
Usually we have like very shallow conversation on the gym floor.
We're always Luca.
Well, I think you said so many valuable information today that can really be helpful, that can be something that can give younger population, hungry population, that can actually open the door for the people to come to invest in Dubai. And if they don't know who to contact and how to find you, where they can find you.
No longer Dubai, brother. Evolution is going beyond.
Evolution.
We have an office setting up in Saudi, will be open in the next 2 months. We have London, we have Lebanon. We're everywhere. Evolution, Bayari Holding. My number, I think, is accessible by anyone. Anyone that wants to wrap it up really quick and just. My business is aligned extremely well with the government. The government wants to attract all levels of foreign investors. The one that wants to buy a 1-bedroom, the one that wants to buy a 3-bedroom, the one that wants to buy a full floor, the one that wants to invest 50, 60 million, and the ones that want to come in with billions. My platform will facilitate for everyone.
Oh.
I've reached a level where we have a holistic approach of the market, where I can cater to all levels of wealth and foreign investment coming into Dubai. Not only coming into Dubai, coming into Saudi now, coming into Lebanon, coming into Oman, coming into Qatar, coming into Moscow. We are going to replicate whatever we try. Look, it sounds like it's going to be a walk in the park. It's not. But again, my mindset, nothing's going to stop me.
And I truly believe, man. I'm very thankful.
Pleasure,
Having
brother.
you
I love
here
you, man.
today.
You know I love you. Huh?
Yeah, I know that. I love you too. And we will not share really bromance here. but actually, he was cursing on me
20 minutes,
ago.
an hour ago.
Yes.
It's in the group.
Exactly. But anyways, thank you so much. And guys, if you really like that, comment down below for the part 2, and I'll be more than happy to continue where we stopped today. Thank you so much.